In this video, I will be analyzing the one of many Gatorade commercials we see on TV, this one being called The Secret to Victory. I chose Gatorade because they're a very well-known, successful sports drink, the official drink of many sports leagues around the world. And they have many commercials and many different approaches to their commercials. So it would just be interesting to see what makes a Gatorade commercial a Gatorade commercial.
You want to know the secret to victory? Fail to make the varsity team.
So in that first scene, a lot of things stand out. First being the song, the music in the background that we first hear. Although I cannot find the name of the song, I think it very well fits the commercial, as it's very energetic and uprising and motivational, and basically fits what the message, as we'll see, of this commercial is about. We also see the first athlete, Michael Jordan, who is a very well-known Hall of Fame basketball player, and he asks a question wanting to know the secret to victory, which basically will play out throughout the message of the whole commercial, and mentions how he failed to make the varsity team, which is a very shocking, obviously, to many fans and the people watching this. And it's one example, as we'll see in this commercial, of how failure actually led to success for him.
Start your career as a walk-on.
As we see another great athlete, J.J. Watt, who's in the NFL, and he stated that he started his career as a walk-on, which is another example, as we see, of how failing moments in people's career has actually led to more success and the uprising of where they are today and their recognition.
Go 3-13 your rookie season.
Lead the league in interceptions.
In this next scene in the commercial, we see Peyton and Eli Manning, the Manning brothers, who are both Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the NFL. Both mentioning pretty tragic, probably low points in their career. As Peyton mentions, he went 3-13 his rookie season, and Eli mentioned he led the league in interceptions. So just more of the theme, the repetitive nature of showing how failure actually leads to success for all these superstars in this commercial.
Take a perfect team and blow a perfect season. Spend 100.
The next athlete was Karl Anthony Towns, mentioning his struggles. It's also good to see very young superstars, because I know the audience is probably to the youth, mostly different athletes. So Karl Anthony Towns, who is a young, successful NBA player, said that he took a perfect team and blew a perfect season. Again, just another downfall in his career, that he didn't just sit there and let it ruin his career. As we know, he ends up being a top pick in his draft.
8 years as a lovable loser.
That next athlete is Kyle Schwarber, member of the World Series winning Cubs. He says how he spent 108 years as a local loser, referring to the curse of the Cubs not winning the World Series, and how that didn't distract them from every season being a great season to lead to a championship, as eventually it did.
Be on the wrong side of the biggest upset in your sport.
This next athlete is Serena Williams, and she mentions how she was on the wrong side of the biggest upset in tennis. Probably a very embarrassing, a very disappointing moment in her career. And Serena Williams, a very successful, well-known women's tennis player, and how this too, we see again another example of failure, that did not stick with these superstars, but actually made them better, and which drove them to motivate them to be better.
You really want to know the secret to victory?
I think in this scene it mentions, we see Michael Jordan again, who I think is just playing around, trying to hint it at us, as we see, you know, constant themes of failure that end up creating superstars to who they are today. So I think he's just trying to foreshadow it in a way.
A hard price for Matt Ryan, who is in utter disbelief.
Defeat. Come on, one more.
Set.
Not again. Make defeat your fuel.
So that last athlete, and the last athlete in the commercial is Matt Ryan, who his statement of what's the secret to victory is defeat. He lost in the Super Bowl recently to the New England Patriots, so that was the defeat he had. And as we see, it went from a frustrating Matt Ryan to determined Matt Ryan, as we see him in the field working on his craft after the loss, and not just, you know, sitting home and taking the easy route as one might do. And the last statement is make defeat your fuel, which I think the message of what this whole commercial was about, the theme, and as we see, defeat for many of these athletes was their fuel to strive to get them better, as Gatorade is representing.